guys, Kristen here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would talk about kind of how I got started on my debt-free journey. If you would like to hear how I paid off $14,000 worth of credit card debt this year in 2021, then I hope that you keep watching. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know you're here. Just say hi. I'm glad to have you. I started my debt-free journey in January of 2021. I started kind of touching back into Dave Ramsey's plan with his 7 baby steps, and really jumped on board when I did my vision board for the year. So every year on around January 1st, the first week of January, I really create my goals for the year upcoming. And this year I said that I wanted to reduce my debt. That's usually what my goal is each year, just reduce my debt. As you know about goals, that's just not good enough. It's just not good enough to have something so general like that. We're less likely to succeed when it's just reduce. What does that mean? That could be $1, $2, that type of thing. And this year I said, you know what? Let me play around with the idea of putting a number on it. So let me be debt-free in terms of my credit cards by putting like $2,000, $3,000 less on it. And so I'm creating my vision board, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna play around even further, and I'm going to put credit card debt-free on my vision board. Now, if you know me, you know I believe in vision boards to the point where I almost feel like I don't know if I really want to put something on there because I'm afraid it could happen. So I put it on there just to kind of test a little bit. I sat with it and I'm like, this is probably no way. 14,000 in this year is crazy. I don't know if I'll actually do it or be able to do it. I put it on there anyway. Just kind of felt around and seeing how that kind of was working for me. And I got started. Right there, I said, you know what? Let me put myself to the test. Let me see how much I can get done with the goal of having that completed by the end of 2021. So I did that, and then I started getting activated in being cheap. I actually realized with this plan, I love living cheap. I love kind of sacrificing when it comes to, you know, making a plan versus saving money, almost to a detriment. So it was kind of like all of these values and characteristics that I already really have really got amplified when I said, here's a big lofty goal. Let's see if I can do it. So I did it. I completed my $14,000 of consumer debt, being credit cards, in April. So this month, I actually did it. So I just wanted to talk about how. So it started with the vision board. And then what I really did was looked at my bills. So the number one thing was like, what does my bills really look like? What do I have that I don't really need? So I really was able to cut out a couple things that really wasn't serving me or I could actually do without. So I went ahead and gathered all my bills, and then I started eliminating, and I started seeing, okay, well, if I put, if I get rid of this $200 bill, I could put that $200 towards my debt snowball to go ahead and pay off. And to just be clear, I had 3 credit cards that I was working to pay off in 2021. And so as I was doing the debt snowball by eliminating some of my bills, I was able to take kind of what I paid off, the minimum payment I paid off from one credit card, and roll it into the next one. So it became a bigger kind of snowball in terms of paying off those rest of the credit card bills that I had. So that's kind of how it worked for me. So the first thing is see what I don't need in my budget. The next thing I did was I reduced my grocery budget. I really didn't have a grocery budget. I just bought what I really wanted. And I found Aldi I don't know if anybody else has Aldi around them, where you can shop organically and pretty cheaply. Fruits and vegetables usually are organic and pretty cheap. It seems to be in my area a lot cheaper than all other stores around. So I decided to go back to Aldi and really monitor my grocery budget. So I am the type of person now who has a list when I go in, and every item I pick up, I have my calculator out and I'm minusing my total budget. So I really am eating cheap. I am kind of following the Dave Ramsey philosophy of beans and rice, rice and beans. I don't know if he actually means eating only beans and rice, but I told myself I would try it. So I kind of concoct super inexpensive meals, and I kind of make them last, and that has really helped out. Another thing that I did was switch coffees that I was drinking. So I don't know about you guys, but I am obsessed with coffee. I'm just obsessed. And I have this beautiful espresso machine in my home, and I have a subscription kind of where I auto order kind of expensive coffee each month. And I said, you know what, this is going to be a radical step that I'm going to take, but I'm going to go back to my drip coffee maker, like the old Mr. Coffee, where you have to like brew the coffee, pour it into your mug. So I went back to that. My family thought I was crazy. I did not think I was going to be able to do it. I think we're pushing 2 months of doing drip coffee and only doing my espresso for like a treat coffee. So that has saved me $50 a month just by switching what kind of coffee I drink. So that has really worked out for me. Some other things that I have done was track. So I have been able to track with a sheet that I will go ahead and insert here to show you that I found online. It's like my I think it's like my debt-free charts. It's free charts you can access, but it's this cute diagram that's already kind of carved out for you, and you color as you pay off. So that visual for me was like gratifying. It was really exciting. I couldn't wait for the next paycheck to come in so I can go ahead and like pay off a debt and then color it in. So you'll see here how that kind of got me excited to continue paying off debt so I can complete my debt payoff. So another thing that I did that really worked was I was able to say no to certain things. I think COVID may have kind of helped us out with this, especially not having restaurants and stores open, things like that. We really couldn't travel. So we were saying no to a lot of things where they weren't really options in the beginning. So I have, had invites for certain things, and I have been completely okay with saying, no, I'm on a debt-free journey. No, I'm on a debt-free journey. So that's really kind of helped save some money in that aspect, and I didn't really feel like I was missing out because I was really focused on my goal. So I think what can help also is just realizing what is more important to you in that decision. Going out and having a couple drinks with friends, that could run you $100 bill, or saving up, paying off debt, and not having the liability of having those payments each month, and then being able to be free enough to go out in a year from now and have all the drinks you want, if that's how you choose to live your life. So that was something that has been quite easy for me to go ahead and just say no to certain things so I can kind of achieve some financial freedom by paying off debt. So another thing that has been helpful is not getting tied up in like the fashion trends. So I know that like trends right now are kind of cycling each week, every 2 weeks, something like that. It seems like there's like these throwaway fashions and there's trends kind of popping out everywhere. I actually have not, I think I've only bought like 2 pieces of clothing since December, since Christmas time. So I'm actually not purchasing really clothes items. So that has really been helpful for my budget. So one more thing that's been helpful is doing some of my self-care at home. So for the women out there, kind of dressing up certain things that works for you to make you feel good, but not spending those salon quality costs. So for example, nails and toes, I love to buy like new nail polishes every once in a while if it's in my budget to kind of spice up kind of my manicure. And I like kind of spending time doing manicures and pedicures on my own, so I'm saving that salon cost. I like curling my hair every once in a while, even though it hasn't been dyed in some time. I think by kind of spending the time and doing it can really help you feel like you are still taking care of yourselves, even though you're not kind of going every 6 weeks to get your hair dyed or cut or things like that. You know, just kind of sprucing it up a little bit. So another thing I've been doing is kind of I purchased like a self tanner that actually has lasted me about a month, and I've gotten about 4 uses out of it. So that helps kind of one, stay out of the sun. Two, kind of helps give like a little bronze to the skin without spending money at like a tanning bed or something like that. So that has really been helpful too, and that glow kind of makes you feel good, but kind of on a limited budget. So you're still getting the self-care with the nails, the toes, the tan, the curls, without spending salon quality kind of prices. So I think that may be it. That may be really kind of the key things that I've really taken away from my journey so far. It was only 3 months long, and I really kind of just tackled my credit card debt with intensity. I almost didn't do anything else in the last 3 months, but just focus on that. It was a really high priority for me. Financial freedom is really a high priority for me, and I want to get there. And if you know, kind of been following some of my videos so far, I have a student loan journey that I'm continuing on. So that was the last piece of my consumer debt in terms of credit cards and car notes. I am now on a student loan journey. So that I'm actually starting this month, next month in May that I'm going to be starting. It will be about 3 or 4 years long. I do imagine I have $87,000 of student loans. So I do intend to kind of attack it with some intensity. I do hope I'm gazelle intense like I was with my credit cards, but we'll see how that goes. So that is kind of my journey so far. I hope this was helpful for you, gave you some inspiration, gave you some things to kind of consider, things to kind of look at. If it was, again, please like, subscribe, just say hi, comment, just let me know you're here. Would love to hear from you. And I will see you guys soon.